The Salvo Frag pistol, a devastating Banu-inspired hand cannon that can easily rip and tear through your targets with a little bit of effort. But hey, what is up everyone? You guys already know who it is. It is the biggest bird on the block, FC, aka Fried Chicken. Today, I'm going to be taking the Salvo Frag pistol out into the field to see how well this different but unique pistol actually handles. But you know we cannot start a traditional Fried Chicken FPS testing video without reading the firearm's description. While the Salvo can be used as a normal pistol, HIDB didn't stop there. With a longer trigger pull, a freezing primer is injected into the chamber, and when released, the heavy firing pin hits with enough force to pulverize the supercooled casing. Accidentally developed as an attempt to mitigate overheating, this charge fire option discharges a deadly spray of high velocity fragments followed by an ear-shattering boom. Now, the Salvo Frag pistol is definitely one of the more different and unique pistols in the game. This pistol takes inspiration from Banu design since its creator was raised by the Banu themselves. Now, this firearm has two separate fire modes. Its first mode acts like any other pistol in the game with single semi-automatic fire. Now, the Salvo's second fire mode is a charged blast, which fragments its initial shot into several other smaller shots, which can deal devastating damage to a grouping of enemies if you happen to line them up properly. It's pretty much a hand cannon shotgun, if you will. Now, I wasn't really able to find any numbers for its damage output when it comes to its single fire mode, but for its charged mode, it can put out 45 damage per shot, which is on par to the P8AR once 4.2 drops. Other than that, let's hop into my favorite testing zone to see how well this thing does in a real world scenario. We are going to be hitting Checkmate Station's contestant zone, and we're going to run the zone to see how well it does. Now, a little bit of a disclaimer here. I actually hopped into the PTU to see how well this thing would do, and I do gotta tell you guys that I was having some issues. One of those being hit registration. For some reason, the first round out of the magazine would not register as a hit. I've tried it multiple times against NPCs and on these players, but there was some issues there. And the second has to deal with NPCs kind of just popping into existence. I cannot tell you how many times running it into PTU where NPCs would literally snap right in front of me out of nowhere. Now, I do have one little gripe with the Salvo, and that is the way how it fires. It's probably just a mistake that I'm doing on my own end, and that is its charge shot. It's a semi-automatic weapon, so the faster you click, the faster it shoots. But I've caught myself several times starting its charging capability while trying to do a regular shot. Maybe I'm just holding down the click too long, or I'm just not pressing it fast enough. But for some reason, on certain occasion, it will start to charge up, and it can be a little annoying. At first, I thought it may be like server delay or something, or desync, but I just don't know. If it happens to you guys, let me know down below in the comments. Now, the Salvo's charge shot is kind of, in my opinion, gimmicky. It's cool and all, but it does not work as well as you'd expect it to. It kind of falls a little short. You got to be more or less up onto your target in order for it to work. If you're far away, it doesn't deal as much damage as you want it to deal. Now, if you're shooting your targets within a 10-meter radius, all it takes is 1 to 2 shots to down them. You can easily one-tap them as well in the head as long as you're within that range. So I have a little tip for anyone who wishes to actually use this pistol. If you are ADS and you're trying to shoot at a target's head or somewhere in their body, aim a little lower. This pistol has a reticle bug or glitch, whatever you want to call it, where the bullet shoots a little higher than the actual reticle. It's kind of the same thing if you use a custodian, where the reticle and the actual hit markers don't actually match up. So yeah, keep that in mind while using the Salvo Frag pistol. Again, these NPCs are literally spawning behind me. But now let's do a little bit of a range test against some NPCs within the Checkmate Station's contestant zone. This pistol can shoot pretty far. If you have a proper sight on this thing, you will be able to hit your mark from all the way across the room and still deal all of that heavy damage this thing is capable of. Now earlier I said the charge shot is kind of gimmicky in my opinion, mainly because if you're in a firefight, you do not have time to actually charge up and shoot your target. Now this thing would do wonders if you're sneaking up behind someone because they're not going to notice you and you could plug one into their back and down them with a single shot. But again, you have to have that element of surprise. But if you're in a firefight, I just don't know if it's a viable feature of this firearm. Now, if you're looking for some thoughts and opinions from me, I have to be honest with you guys. This one's probably going to be at the bottom of my list for pistols. I do enjoy the pistol gameplay of this game. You guys know I like the Arclight, the UBrev, the S38, and also the LH6. I like pretty much all the pistols in this game, but this one, for some reason, kind of just falls short. I'm going to continue to run it, see if it changes my mind in the future. I don't really know, but right now it's sitting low on the leaderboard for pistols that I enjoy. It's cool and all, it's cool. It has its features if you're able to actually crack it off, but it's here and there. It's not the best in my opinion, but I really don't know. Also, any of you guys who absolutely love this pistol, let me know down below in the comments if I'm actually using it properly. I'm just the person who wants to point and shoot, but this one requires a little bit more strategy with its charging capability. So if I'm doing something wrong here with this pistol, sound off down below. I'd really appreciate it. And boom, that is pretty much it. That is the Salvo Frag pistol. This thing is cool. It definitely has the coolest design out of any pistol in the game, especially with its seed version or its other variant. Really cool designs and features with this pistol. I just kind of wish the magazine size was maybe 10 rounds instead of 8. 8 goes by real quickly, and like I said, this thing takes some time getting used to. I'm not a huge fan of this pistol. I do like the way it looks, but for overall usage, it's kind of a little meh. It's probably just not for me, but I'm curious, again, like I said earlier, what do you guys think about the Salvo Frag pistol? Do any of you actually use this firearm, and have you put it out into the field, or do any PvP combat, or ran it in Arena Commander to see how it fares? Me, again, like I said, I'm going to put it down, but it is what it is. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys rate, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys slap that like button because it really does help push me up in the algorithm so more eyes are able to see me. But yeah, you guys already know who it is. It is the biggest bird in the verse, FC, aka Fried Chicken. Big Bird out.